Hello, everybody. Andrew Taylor here. Today we have Luke Venzlaff with us today. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, cool. So I see your name on the leaderboards. You're crushing it. You're from Huntington Beach,
Yes, sir.
which is an awesome place. We go there every year for the 4th of July.
Best place to be.
Dude, if you want to go somewhere
Rowdy.
for the 4th of July, go to Huntington Beach. It is legit.
Mm-hmm.
We take our kids. We stay at one of the resorts where they have water slides.
Okay.
And dude, it's a blast.
It really is.
And the fireworks on the beach, like I've never seen anything like it. Do you go to the beach for the fireworks?
Yeah, we went to the beach where you can see like the pier and stuff like that. Me and my friends, a lot of them are like videographers and stuff like that, so they did a lot of cool like content with the fireworks. But it's probably the prettiest fireworks show. And then after, you just walk the streets and there's fireworks everywhere.
Yeah, it's insane. Like you can't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're going off all night.
Mm-hmm. You just got to party all night long.
Yeah.
Take the vacation.
Yeah. So tell us about life insurance, bro. How old are you? How'd you get into this? You've been crushing it. You got a crazy work ethic. Tell me what you got going on.
So I'm 24 years young. I entered this business when I was 23. I got my license probably about a year ago. I remember when I entered in, I was a server and a bartender. That's where I came from originally. And I had a super slow start in this business. I'm not like one of these people who came out the game just like firing 30K in their first month. It's kind of a little bit of a slow start because I wasn't so sure about it. It really took like a very like life-changing event like at the end of September for me to realize like I wasn't in the position I wanted to be in financially or just mentally. I was like, okay, I need to do something else with my life than just be a server and a bartender all day. I'm not using my degree for like finance or accounting. So I was like, I need to do something with this. So I just locked in, got some leads from my upline, started ripping them, closed my first like deal. It was like a 200 something a month America. And I went, all right, my end date for where I'm working as a server is December 24th. I was like, I need to leave this place. Once I did that, went full time into the business and just never looked back. There's been ups and downs, a lot of learning opportunities. I made a lot of the mistakes that I preach to people not to make. And I mean, one of those things is lead flow, consistent schedule, and just, never never give up on yourself. But since then, I've just been ripping, run a lot of, just run a lot of trainings from like my agency too. Like they'll ask me like, oh, like what have you changed in like the last week? And I just tell them it's just work ethic. I mean,
now you drive every day to an office in the middle of LA.
Yeah, it's 40 minutes every day.
And you go every day?
Every day. So I wake up at 4 a.m. I just kind of get ready. I have everything pre-packed. I just grab my meals. I have like pre-cooked meals. So I just grab those. Then I drive the 40 minutes up to LA. I'm listening to like a morning devotional, like to get my spirit in, listen to like the morning news. And then I'm starting like a podcast from like Alex Hormozy or Andy Frisella or some kind of like inspirational, like business-based podcast, listening to that in the gym. And then while I'm in the gym, I'm like answering text messages from like the night before that I didn't answer, seeing where my leads are at. My dialer's texting me, who's like in the Philippines at like 6 a.m. Like is texting me like, oh, where are our leads? I'm like, hey, we're just running the same leads the same week. That's all we're running. Get everything done. Shower, get to the office. I'm usually in the office at like 6:45. That's when I start calling East Coast or doing any admin work I need to, such as, check on policies, whenever. My favorite thing I will say that's happened a few times, and I'm pretty sure Kyle can attest to this, is I leave my door open in the office in the morning so that if I have a sale I'm selling, people can like hear it as they're walking in. There's been so many times where I'll be like closing a deal at like 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning before everybody's in the office. So
and they come in and they're like, damn, I don't even know what I'm going to do today.
I'm like, yeah, I just closed a 2,000 America. Like, I feel good. Like, it's out of the way. I don't have to be like, oh my gosh, it's 4 p.m. I haven't got a sale yet. Got out of the way. I can focus on like recruiting or just getting through the rest of my leads. And then you get that energy to just start and go. And it's so much fun to, have a policy first thing in the morning and you get one in the afternoon, get one in the evening, little 3-piece for the day.
So Kyle, I was pretty impressed with because he's like, I just work hard and my guys work hard. We have this loyal culture where like we got each other's backs. He's like, it's pretty powerful. He was saying that he doesn't have goals. He has non-negotiables. And the non-negotiables are he wants to sell one policy every single day. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah. So for me, my non-negotiables are, for one, just to get the work done. I mean, dial every day. Like when I first started, it was like minimum $300 a day. It was making sure I'm getting into minimum of 4 presentations. Because I mean, if you take like the average of the new agent, they'll probably close like 2 out of 10 presentations. So if you do like 4 in a day, you're most likely going to close 1. Getting through new leads, making sure like I'm non-negotiably like buying leads, even when I'm on like a trip like this, buying leads, having leads coming in. When I get home to the Airbnb, I'm ripping through them, working them as hard as I can. Shooting for around 10K or shooting for 10K or more every single week. If I have a slow week, or if I have a day where I don't get a sale, and it's like, even if I dial Hawaiian to like 9 p.m. or 11 p.m. and I don't get that sale for some reason, I think, okay, well, what did I do wrong? Or what can I learn from in the day? I mean, did I get an objection here? Was it just I caught them at a bad time? Did I not sell the value enough of the product? Like every day I take as a win, even if you don't get a sale. I think that's like one of the important things. I know like everybody's like pushing sale a day. I 100% believe in that. Even if you don't get a sale that day, just say next day I'm going to come back and get 2 or 3.
And do the activity.
And do the activity, yeah. Don't just be like, oh, whatever. Like, you know, I didn't realize these seats go back. Be like, sit back and relax, like, because you don't get a sale or you're like getting hung up on or you lost someone at banking. Like, the next thing I do is I go, okay, well, what did I do wrong there? What was my tonality at? Did I say something wrong? Okay, well, the next time someone says that, I'm not letting them, you know, hang up on me at banker. I'm not letting them say, like, I need to think about it. You know, it's just the next time I'm like, okay, I'm just going to bulldoze right through this and make sure that they actually get that coverage. Because in reality, they filled out a form for a reason. You got to provide them with the coverage. This is not I think a lot of people say this is not really like a sales job. It's more like a customer service job. You're in the end a broker who's supposed to find them the best coverage and to get their family protected. You have an obligation to do this.
Yeah. So do you have a family or girlfriend or?
No girlfriend at the moment, but family. So when I started the business, I was living with my mom and dad. And then I moved out in like March, and that's actually where a lot of like my business kind of started to take off. Because I'll tell you right now, if you're still living with your parents, I'll tell you this right now, move out, put your back against the wall, have a rent payment, have everything be on your own. It will elevate your business like crazy. That was like.
Now, did your parents want you to leave?
Oh, of course not. I'm a great roommate.
Do you have siblings?
I have an older brother. He actually lives out here in Henderson. He has a wife and kids and everything. He does like fitness and stuff like that. My dad's a personal trainer. My mom's a health coach. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get into sales. And they see what I do now, and they're very proud of me. They miss me. I see them at least once a week. I usually leave Sundays for family.
You were raised with a really good family, mom and dad.
Yeah.
Legit.
Born and raised, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They inspire me to like work hard. I mean, my dad is kind of where I got like my training from, like a lot of the physical fitness. My mom, I feel like she taught me how to be like deep in my faith, especially. And my brother's kind of a goon, which I love. But he's a hard worker, great salesman. Like I've even pitched this.
That's good.
I've even pitched this opportunity to him because I know like he used to do like other sales jobs. This guy would shoot at the top of the leaderboard. So I'm like, dude, if you do this, you get a laptop and a phone. I actually bought him a laptop for his birthday. So if he sees this, just keep, laptop.
Just keep buying him stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs to sell life insurance.
Be like
get him a headset.
Plan? Yeah.
And then get him some leads for next Christmas. He's
That's
like, what am I going to do with this? You're like, well, you need an insurance license or they're useless.
Exactly. No, I'm going to tell my family, yeah, just give me leads. Like all my friends say, I'm going to buy you a vet leads. I'm like, yeah, sure thing, honestly. That's the greatest birthday present you can give me.
That's legit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Good for you, man. What's motivating you? Like, because a lot of people come in and they're like, well, I didn't have nothing, or like I want to take care of my mom or something. What's motivating you?
What's motivating me is my aspirations and dreams in life. I mean, my family does well. Of course, I want to retire my mom and dad for sure. That's definitely a very big goal, is to make sure that they can just live comfortably. I mean, they always make the joke like, hey, buy a big house and then have a wing for us. I go, you'll just have your own house, like completely paid off that you can live in. But for me personally, it's just after like what happened about a year ago, I was just like, I need to elevate myself. Like I have these huge dreams. You know, I want to have a nice house, the financial security, be able to provide for my family, but also to build something to where I can develop other people
and help them.
Exactly. I mean, this is one of the best industries in the world, for one, because you're helping people in 2 ways. You're helping people make an income for themselves through, selling the products that we do and providing to the families. And then you're also providing, safety and security for the families in the event of, of death or, in case of like living benefits, sickness, illness, or, disability or, cash value growth, whatever it may be, protecting their retirement with an annuity. You're doing things that are actually beneficial to like someone. I mean, you're not just selling them like, a random product, you're selling them something they need.
Now, someone was telling me that you were doing the annuity book an appointment from an appointment yesterday at the meeting. Was that you?
Annuity book an appointment.
Like you were pitching an annuity on the phone, or no? That wasn't you.
That wasn't me, but I have done that with some of my clients. I do that few and far between. It's pretty simple. Like annuities are like a little nugget of gold you find every so often. You get them a lot, I feel like, with IUL clients or sometimes vets who have these large 401ks because they were a veteran and they did like a government job and they have this massive 401k, or they have like a lot in savings. And I just tell them, one of my pitches and my questions is to understand what they have in coverage. I ask like, oh, do you have anything in terms that could act like life insurance currently? Like, do you have a current policy, like through work? Do you have a large savings? Do you have like a 401k, anything like that? They mention they have a 401k. I just go, okay. And at the end of the call, like once we get them all covered and everything like that, I got one more question for you. Has anybody, talked to you about a vehicle that can, act like, or do you have any, or have you ever, let me restart this because I pitch it. It's few and far between, so I don't practice it too much. But if they have, 401k, I go, has anybody talked to you about a way to where you can have your retirement still participate in market gains, but not, suffer from the downside losses? And they go, no, I've actually never heard that. I was like, okay, well, that's something we can kind of talk to about this. I mean, have you ever looked into having an annuity for your 401k to protect that retirement? No, I've never really, thought about that. And that's when you can book an appointment from an appointment. And then from there, I mean, if they say no, like, okay, you don't want to chase whales. They're going to be faster than you. If they say no, they're not interested in it, you just go, okay, and just move on. Like, and just, you can circle back to it another time. Because an annuity sale is so different. And that's something I've been trying to get into kind of recently because I understand you got to use your entire life insurance license. So
yeah,
that's what I've been looking into.
You can do all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even just starting out, like, I think it's a great thing to start jumping into once you've had like at least 6 months to a year worth of experience.
Yeah. What's the hardest thing you've gone through?
The hardest thing I've gone through,
like in insurance.
In insurance, it actually happened. This was the month of June, so it kind of started with like May into June. So June was one of my hardest months. It's kind of crazy because it was also my most productive month. That's when I wrote that's when I issued paid 42,000. It was one of my hardest months because I just got done with, I had like back-to-back vacations and business vacations all at the same time. So for when I was out with family, I wasn't really producing in my business. I wasn't buying leads. I wasn't really selling. I was more on vacation. And on the back end, my business kind of started to, catch up with chargebacks. Like I had this one guy who like his wife divorced him. So he's like, there's no need for this anymore. So he canceled it. I was like, hey, whoa, what's going on? Like we just had a great conversation 2 months ago. Why are you canceling this? And things that I can't really control. I'm asking him like, hey, is there anybody else you could leave this behind? Like, do you just want to bring it down to like 2,000 or 20,000 coverage rather than 40,000? Like, let's work together here. I mean, it sounds like this is something that's important to you. And sometimes you can't like, you can't really prepare for that. Like I said, I made a lot of mistakes. There was this one lady who had it was a chargeback due to insufficient fund, just never paid her massive policy. And I was like, okay, great. There's another insufficient fund. But I think like dealing with around, I mean, it's not a lot, but I dealt with around $7,000 worth of chargebacks on America. So all of my first,
I mean, that is a lot.
That is a lot. But I've
like
seen
people watching this like, that's not a lot. Like, the heck?
Yeah. Well, I've seen people who dealt with like, roll-up debt of, when they have like agents who roll them up like 20K or something crazy.
One of the
like
negative
that.
parts of, and let's talk about, have you figured out how to
combat that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you solved for that?
Yes. So in a lot of ways, it's just all about persistency, but also like I said, I made a lot of mistakes that took my business down, that made me tank at times to where I was struggling financially. Like I was racking up credit card debt just to, buy leads to cover for that as I'm not getting paid by America. So I'm like, okay, I need to clear this debt. But the ways I've kind of figured it out is, for one, just I hate the whole let's just see if we can get you approved.
Yeah.
I want these clients to know, like, hey, we're getting you life insurance. Like, of course, there is the factor that they do have to get approved, but that's not what my entire pitch is about. But like when I'm asking for, I was like, of course, we have to make sure that we can get you approved, and that's what my job is here as a broker. If you were to be approved, which option would make the most sense for you financially, and what's going to give you the most peace of mind? It's going to be 10, 15, 20,000, or whichever amount. And then once they pick that, I go, okay. And to reassure that there's no chargebacks or anything like that, or any insufficient funds, I go, okay. And that $95 a month for you, Mary, that's something that you're going to be, consistently be able to pay. There's not going to be any issues like that or anything like that. Okay, gotcha. And then why do you think the 15,000 is what the covers that you need? Because then it kind of sells them on. They go, wow, I know a funeral costs this, and I want to leave a little extra money behind, and it can fit within my budget. I was like, okay, just wanted to make sure like we're getting the right thing for you.
So you were doing this and it was going bad. You were
No, this was after it was going bad. This was after it was going bad.
No, but it did go bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it did go bad before I started implementing these things. I feel
I want to talk about that. Because like people are always like, what's the catch? I'm like, there's a lot of catches. Like you got to work hard. Like you got to do all these things right in order for it to work.
And I'll say I was doing those things. Like I didn't really change that pitch until after I was dealing through all those chargebacks. I was like, okay, I need to find a way to have a higher persistency to make sure there's no, insufficient funds or whatever it may be. And that's why I kind of implemented after, especially when I went to Ignite. And that's why I pitched to everybody, like, if you haven't been to an Ignite, if you haven't been to convention, you have to go because you learn just amazing little nuggets here.
Drew, can you throw up the Ignite thing? And on top of that, dude, you can take Spirit Airlines.
Yeah.
And it's only $99.
Exactly.
Right?
Or drive. I mean, if it was an AZ, you can drive. We had people drive from like Chico, California.
No, the next one's in Miami though.
Yeah.
But I'm telling people, dude, who cares? Like, dude, one time people rented a van and drove across the country.
Jeez.
With like 8 of them. And I'm like,
8
dude,
vans?
you should have just took 8 people in the van.
Okay.
I'm like, you should have just took Spirit, bro. Cheaper.
And also the time you save, like, I mean, on that plane, you could be dialing, you could be working.
Yeah.
You could talk to the person next to you about an IUL and sell them right there. Or just
now, what if I say, dude, I'm not doing good enough to go?
We've literally had people we had people on our team at convention who didn't even have their license yet.
That's even better.
They were in coursework. And I was like, this just goes to show, or at lock-ins when they don't even have their license yet, or they're just going through coursework. I'm like, this shows that you want this. That you're fired up about it. The people who come without their license and they get to see like what's possible, I feel like it just gets them way more hyped to pass. And then they're like, I want to get this thing going because this kid's who's 24, like Jay Maska and making like $500,000 a month. I'm like, this is crazy work. It's actually like crazy work. And then they get inspired by that. Or they see like the biggest thing I think that makes a new agent successful is culture. Like if you have an office, you should be in there. If you're less than an hour away from your office, you should be going there every single day. If it's an hour at like 8 o'clock, that's when peak traffic is. Guess what? Buy a membership locally. So you're actually there super early in the morning. So it cuts down your traffic by 20 minutes. And that's what I do. I go to a gym early in the morning in Los Angeles, and that's how I get there early. Especially.
Yeah, you're just working around it.
Yeah. But in the end, like kind of going back about the chargebacks, that it happens. It's a business. You're running through a business, like in any sales or any type of business, you're going to get returns, you're going to get chargebacks and stuff like that. And the thing is, the worst thing you can do is just give up and just be like, oh my gosh, I have 2,000 in chargeback on Americo. That means I'm missing out on 2,000 commissions. Like, well, get that person back on the phone, see what's up. Was it insufficient funds? Was it cancel? If it's a cancel, figure out why they canceled. They shopped around for a better rate. They realized this was too much for them. Then you got to diagnose and be like, okay, next time I need to make sure that I'm not pitching them to have a premium or whatever it may be. It's a lot of stuff that I learned like through that. And then when I went to Ignite, that's when I started applying a lot of the stuff there. I mean, you learn so much, but if you just take 10% of what you learn from Ignite and apply it to your business can like 50x.
Yeah, dude, I go to everything. I'm 17 years into this business and I've gone to everything. I don't miss it.
Yeah, I've gone to every single event that I can that's local, especially. Even if it's like those big events like Ignite, so important. I think if you haven't gone, you have to go because you're going to learn so much from top producers about whether it's growing your business, selling an IUL, or just getting referrals. Like we had this one speaker. She spent her lead spend is 1,400. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Is
like
it who is it?
I don't remember.
Maddie?
Maybe she spends like 1,400 on leads, and that's a month. And I go, okay, people are spending that in a week, and you're getting 70 to 80% of your business is referrals.
I think
and
it's
writing
Madison
40.
Montgomery.
Yeah, and she's writing like 40K a month. I'm like, that's insane.
Bro.
And that's something where I took away. I took away a little bit of nuggets and got more, and was working on getting referrals, stuff like that.
So, yeah. Now, because like you could bring people in, dude, and they can blast you with negativity. Have you had that happen?
In terms of negativity,
Like they're like, this don't work. These leads suck. Nothing works for them.
Oh, of course I've gotten that.
And what do you do?
What I do is I usually, for one, I ask them, okay, well, the first thing I ask is like, if they're like, I'm not getting through these leads, like nobody's seeming interested. I'm like, okay, well, where are you getting hung up on? Oh, I'm getting hung up on the intro. It's like, okay, so do you think it's the leads that's the problem, or is it the fact that you're not creating enough urgency or interest? And then they're just like, oh. And I'm like, I mean, it could be a combination of both. You could have caught them at a bad time, but in reality, you pique enough interest, you have that like that salesman mentality. That's what's going to bring it towards them. Like even I have an agent. He sometimes goes, like, oh, what is he running? Why is he running 30K? And I'm like, he's running the exact same leads as you. He's like, and he's closing 30K a month. He's like, well, why can I barely close? I go, well, what's your mentality? Are you getting up early? Are you hitting the gym early? Or are you just rolling out of bed and hopping on at 9, 10 o'clock and then just, scrolling through TikTok while you're dialing through leads, and it's like you're sleeping at the start line. My analogy for like people coming in is when you're dialing through your leads, if you've ever watched Formula One and you watch like the 5 lights go and then they go lights out of the way they go, those 5 lights, that's the ringing. And as soon as you hear that, hello, your lights out and away you go. You better be locked in.
You better be ready, bro.
You better be ready with date of birth, beneficiary, address, whatever the heck you got to confirm first to get that lead to be like, yes, yes, yes. Here's my account and routing. Here's my social. Closed.
Dude, by the way, that F1 movie with Brad Pitt, have you seen that?
I have not. I need to see
it is so good.
I've heard it's really, really good.
I might watch it again.
I might have to go watch it tonight.
Yeah. Dude, it's pretty dope.
Pretty dope.
So yeah, I like that. So you're saying you're on the phone, you're scrolling TikTok, you're not paying attention, you're not there. You're somewhere else. Dude, everyone today is mentioning TikTok. They're like, all these people are working, but they're on TikTok. So TikTok must be, I don't have TikTok.
It's either TikTok, Reels, it could just be anything. It could
but
be,
Reels will get you, bro. Like you could spend a couple hours on Reels. You're like, what did I just do? You know?
Unless you're looking at like, Shelby Sapp content or some kind of salesmanship content, sure thing. But do that past 8 o'clock. Do that before you go to bed. Actually, don't do it before you go to bed. You should be sleeping at a good time. Read a book.
Yeah. Do you go to bed early?
Yeah. So my goal is to hit the sheets by like about 10 o'clock. If I'm super busy, if I have to be up late, rebranding or reaching out to, recruits or, just figuring stuff out of what I'm going to do tomorrow, or just being out late due to that, or coming back late from LA, I'll give myself that like break. It's, it's not like this.
You'll get your sleep.
Yeah, I'll get my sleep. Like if I love waking up at 4 a.m., but if I go to bed at like 1 because
you're not getting up.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, 3 hours is not enough.
Like today, I got up late. I was mad, but I'm like, dude, I've been up all night. We got 100 people in town.
Yeah,
it's like.
I get pissed at myself when I wake up late and I go, well, what's the root cause of that? Oh, you were up late last night because you went and did this thing with like your friends, or you like, what was your excuse for being up late? And I make that excuse and I go, okay, well, why you didn't go to bed early and why you didn't function properly the next morning and you didn't get on the phones as early as you usually do. So what's the answer to the equation there? Just don't do that again. Like, it's simple. I mean, it's with anything in this business is if you make that mistake, just don't make it again. Like, you know what to do. So why not you just do it?
And do you drink?
Like not as much as I used to. I mean, doing 75 hard, super great experience, honestly. Read a lot of books, learned a lot about myself. That's really when my business, like, it was crazy how this was before the office even opened. So I was working from home, but just being able to time manage everything, getting 2 workouts in, drinking a gallon of water every day, making sure I'm reading.
Dialed, right?
Dialed. You had to, and making sure I made a sale like every single day, or, you know, making sure like I was buying leads and helping out my agents. It's hard. But like, I remember like on Saturday nights, if I were to go out with my friends, like I always say, like we use this with like Kyle's 90 days. Saturday nights are for when you can go out and do your things if you want to, unless you have work to do on Sunday. But I wouldn't drink. Honestly, I feel like I don't drink that much anymore. Like, I mean, at our event that we had, like, I'll have like maybe like an old fashioned or like a simple drink.
But you're not drinking a lot.
I'm not drinking to get, you know, to feel something. It's more so just like a social thing. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I always ask people because I'm curious. If you get up at 4 and you drink, that sounds hard.
Yeah.
To do.
Yeah.
Like if you're drinking a lot, you know.
I don't drink during the weekdays. It's like, you know, it's very hindering on your body. I'll save it for like a Saturday. And that's about it.
Legit, dude. So you live a pretty healthy, strict,
disciplined life.
Yeah. Which I love. I could tell though by listening to you and talking to you for like 5 minutes, I was like, I could figure that out. You said you go to Bible study 1 day a week, so you don't go to the office?
I don't go to the office on Tuesdays. So Tuesday is the only day that I don't go, besides like Sunday, of course. But Tuesday is the only day I don't go because Kyle's like, oh, you should be in the office. I'm like, I should be in the office, but at the same time, it would take me an hour and a half to get back home, and and it only takes me 30 minutes from my house to get to my Bible study, but it would take me an hour and a half from LA to get there. So I'm losing out a very critical hour of dialing time.
Yeah, you're timing everything.
Yeah, I'm timing everything. Like I mean, there's a lot of people who say like, work, you know,
smarter
work the business around your schedule. No, I work my schedule around the business because the business is what, I hate to say it, I'm obsessed with. Like it's like that's what kind of like takes up most of my time during the day is this, and it's all I can really think about most of the time. I've had to learn times to just relax and like not think about it. I mean, when you got so much going on, you're on like a heater or you're on a bad week, all you can really think about, you just think about how can I get better every single day.
Tell everybody about your guys' office, because I think people need to know about this, dude. If you guys expand down there, that will be epic.
If we expand, well, I mean, we're already having plans to expand down to OC, Orange County.
No, but I'm saying in that fashion district in LA.
Especially.
Like if you guys get like a couple hundred people down there, that'd be crazy.
I mean, we might have to, upstairs in the fourth floor is like this massive TikTok office. I mean, we might have to buy that 10,000 square foot office. Like we might have to buy them out.
What's a TikTok office?
I mean, I don't want to get too distracted by this, but it's literally just a bunch of influencers who come in and they just sell products like on live.
Oh yeah, I've seen, they have that here. We've been trying to sell Uncle Jimmy's salsa. My uncle has his own salsa thing. That now we have 8,000 jars of salsa because we decided to jar his recipe because it's so bomb, which it is on Amazon. Uncle Jimmy's salsa if you want to try it.
Gotcha.
But this TikTok place was going to list it, and they had people in there in Vegas just like on live selling stuff all day.
It's crazy. It's a really crazy lucrative business.
Yeah, dude. They were selling like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of like
stuff.
Mushroom coffee, dude.
Oh yeah. You see that a lot.
But they kind of made me mad because they were like, you shouldn't sell this salsa because like there's no margins. But if you sell the mushroom coffee, it costs like $1 and we sell it for $29.99. And I'm like,
it's a massive margin.
That's a big margin. But I'm like, does it work, bro? Like what is actually in this
just
stuff?
A placebo effect.
Yeah. What is it? I don't know. That didn't make me feel good about buying stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we expand, that office is pretty nice. We have the whole like second floor. We have our main office, which is pretty nice. We're planning on expanding eventually when it gets full to the next office over. We have a spot there that's pretty open, and there's another few that are just mainly would probably just be used as like just massive like bullpens essentially. We might even use one for like a conference room, but that whole LA area we're planning to expand to. We're planning to expand to like Rancho Cucamonga, OC, Florida. Like we're just trying to sweep, like Kyle's team and I
told them you should take California. Like,
I mean, that's where we're based in. We're based in LA.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main plan, is just get as many offices in
like if someone
California.
sells life insurance in California, they should know who you are.
Yeah.
That should be your goal. But also everywhere else. But like, I don't think there's any major, like for the amount of people, dude, it's untapped.
I mean, 10% of the population lives in California.
Yeah.
Which I think it's like, what, our population is like 40 million, something
Yeah.
like that. That's 10% of the population. It's a great state for life insurance. It's like the Hawaii of the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're working East Coast.
Yeah. All right. So if someone wants to work with you, how can they reach you?
You can just follow me on Instagram, you know, just Luke Venzlaff. That's literally what it is. Just my name. There's no dots, no underscores, nothing like that.
What's your cell?
My cell, 949-293-4680. Just text me, give me a call. I take calls anytime, but I will say just don't call me in like the middle of the night unless like you really need to. Leave a voicemail too. Like I get calls from leads sometimes.
In the middle of the night?
Yeah, I get calls from leads that are inbound and they never leave a voice message. But when they do, I'm like, oh, I know what you're calling about. You're calling about life insurance. Well, I'm gonna get back to you, but like these East Coast leads are calling me at like midnight. I'm like, why are you calling me at midnight? That's the easiest way to reach me. Just DM me, you know, say you want to like work with me or you want to know what I do. And we'll get you in on that.
Cool. All right, my man. Thanks for coming in. Thank you guys for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for the time.